Welcome to the farm. I've got my nephews helping me with all the farm chores today. We're gonna fly some kites, have a little fun, then it's back to work washing water tanks. But don't worry, I've got a great idea for later on. I'm gonna have a root beer float party for these two. For the soda, I'm gonna head down to Viroqua to Wisco Pop. And then it's off to Humbird, Wisconsin for some fresh strawberries for the ice cream. You guys like strawberries?
Yep.
Oh, good. Well, gather with us around the farm table. I'm your host, Inga Witcher.
Gather with us around the farm table.
A few years ago, I moved up to Wisconsin. I started an organic dairy farm at St. Isidore's Mead. That's when I discovered the abundance of Midwestern local food and small-scale farmers, growing everything from green zebra tomatoes to pasture pork. I'm taking a break from the cows, hitting the road, and seeing if I can't satisfy my epicurious appetite. That's great. This is amazing.
Funding for Around the Farm Table is provided in part by Wisconsin Farmers Union, a member-driven organization for family farmers, rural communities, and all people. Wisconsin Farmers Union, united to grow family agriculture. Information at wisconsinfarmersunion.com. With additional support from these community members and Friends of Wisconsin Public Television.
So one thing that's important on a dairy farm is water for the cows. It's important to have clean water for the cows because milk is 90% water. So the more the cow drinks, the more milk production you're really gonna get. And cows really need fresh, clean water. That's why we try to clean our water tanks out here at least once a week. My veterinarian told me to clean it out every day. I'm not nearly that neurotic, so I just do it once a week. And what I do is just add a soapy water mixture and just scrub away. After I'm done scrubbing all the algae and debris off, then you can go in there with a little bit of bleach and water mix just to sanitize everything. Rinse that out and then fill it back up with cold water. The best thing about doing these kinds of things when you've got the kids around is that you can get them clean at the same time. Get in there, boys. Get in there, boys. Get in there, boys. I'm gonna scrub you up. I'm gonna scrub you up. Well, I think I'll leave Craig with the kids and the cows, and I'll see you guys down at Viroqua. Thanks, Craig. Hey, I see the milk trucks here. I'm gonna see if I can hitch a ride with them. Hey, Shane.
Hey.
Hey, can I get a ride to Viroqua with you?
Yes.
All right, good. I'm going to go get changed and I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay, no problem.
The milk truck driver plays a vital role in the dairy industry. He uses a measuring stick on the bulk tank to find out how many pounds of milk I'm going to ship that day. He takes a milk sample from each bulk tank to determine the milk quality and the components in the milk. The milk is agitated before a sample is taken. This ensures correct results. With a simple flip of the switch, the milk is pumped from the bulk tank into the milk truck. And then it's off to the creamery. You see the milk trucks all over the state. On the road through the rain and snow and gloom of night. 365 days a year. They're unsung heroes, but of vital importance to the dairy farmers. They even sometimes help me corral up some loose heifers or drop off butter from the plant. And every once in a while, they let me hitch a ride. Thanks for the ride, Shane.
See you next time, Inga.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hey, I was on my way down to Westby, and I thought, why don't I just grab a ride with the milk truck driver instead of drive myself? It's
Wonderful.
It's nicer. That way you can just kind of pay attention to what the scenery. So, guys, I know how the milk gets from the cow into the milk tank, but tell me, what is the process now that the milk has arrived at the creamery?
Well, once the milk arrives at the creamery, the procedure is going to be unlock the back doors or remove the seal. In this case, we had a lock.
Okay.
The intake man will collect a sample from the top of the truck and take that into the laboratory for testing for antibiotics and the acidic test. And once it's cleared both of those tests, we'll be able to unload that milk. The primary thing we're going to test for is a regulatory test that has to be.
For the load.
So what are they saying? That we can...
They're actually saying that this load has been cleared and it's okay to unload.
So why are you sampling for antibiotics if, like on this example, it's a truck or organic milk? Like what? Just to double check.
Well, it is a regulatory procedure that is mandated by the state of Wisconsin that be done.
Oh, nice.
Yes, on all loads of milk, regardless of type.
Okay. What are those other things that you're testing for?
Well, the primary test is for beta-lactams, which is a penicillin-based antibiotic, but we also do an acid test on the milk as well.
Why would acid make a difference?
Well, the pH of milk is naturally about 13 to 14 pH.
Okay.
We want to make sure that that load of milk is in good condition upon its arrival and that it not be in excess of 18, which becomes the refusal level for that milk.
So how does the acid affect the milk?
It actually, has to do, it affects product quality with the TA. The acidity of the milk gets too high. Actually, some of the products, such as sour cream, they actually won't even turn out. And make a quality product.
Interesting.
The interesting thing about fluid milk is that all of it is tested. Every single unit, every gallon of milk, because it's commingled in a fluid state on the truck, is going to be tested for purity.
Okay.
The argument can be said that fluid products are more thoroughly sampled. For example, a load of corn might have many poor ears of corn in that load of milk, or a load of corn, I should say, but a portion of that poor ear of corn might not be in the representative sample of that load of corn.
Yeah. And since these guys are rolling down the road, moving and shaking, it's all nice and mixed up
Everything's
together.
all mixed together.
Look good. And then everything just gets washed up and he goes home for the night, huh?
Yes, he does.
Good,
Yes, the
good.
intake man will procedurally wash the truck, sanitize it, reattach new seals on the truck that identify it as being washed today with today's date, and with a seal number identifying it as having been washed here.
So everything is incredibly clean when it comes to dealing with milk.
Oh yes, yes,
Wow.
it must be.
Well, guys, I'm going to head out. I've got to go right down to Wisco Pop, just right down the road. So until
Okay.
next time, it was good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Nice to see you, Reggie. Have a great day. Hey, Austin, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. It smells delicious over here.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Just grinding some Peruvian organic ginger.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I've been drinking your sodas for a while, and it seems like you really care about the ingredients that you're putting in.
Oh, for sure. We care about agriculture a great bit.
How important is that for you guys in your business?
Oh, yeah, greatly. I mean, agriculture across the board from Wisconsin to Peru, it's important to us deeply. Yeah.
It's so nice to hear that from a producer like this, because as a farmer myself, we need people like you to support us with buying those ingredients from us and things like that. And I know that you're using a lot of local ingredients too.
Yes, yeah. Like our honey is procured from this area. And
Tell me a little bit about the business of Wisco Pop here.
so we started in 2012 to start procuring honey from local apiaries. Just because the decline of the honeybee and the awareness of honey. So that's kind of our long-range goal, is to be able to produce products with really awesome honey.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And ginger and
Ginger, yep, and limes. We fresh juice all our limes and lemons. We procure Door County cherry juice for our cherry juice soda. And
I had the cherry soda the other day. It tastes like you're just eating like a slice of cherry pie.
Yeah.
It's the flavor is. It's just I don't even know how to describe it. It's just delicious.
It's
And
delicious,
It's an
yeah.
experience. One thing that I've just found by having food that's used from local ingredients and really
Yeah.
cared about. The flavor is just so nice, and it's just such a great experience to be able to just have something that's local and have something support people like you that are committed to that local food movement. I like to see around the state of Wisconsin, everyone's sort of helping each other out in this space. You don't, this is sort of a co-op space, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. So I've got friends over across the way if I need help with even down to bookkeeping, like, hey, how do you look at these financial reports or whatever.
Well, Austin, walk me through a little bit of the process for what kind of soda are you making right now?
So I'm making the ginger soda, and so I was starting with, as you walked in, I was grinding this fresh ginger here.
Do you keep the skins on for that, it looks like, or?
I do, yep.
Is there more flavor in the skin?
I feel like there is. I feel like there's something that you're gonna miss from just skinning it.
Yeah, I feel like there is too. Oh.
So we pressure wash it, and then we grind it, and then we're gonna fill this in the kettle for about 3 hours.
Okay.
And behind me, they're doing the lemons and lime juice that we do fresh for our ginger soda.
Okay.
And then we'll finish it with a little bit of beautiful honey that I just procured from an apiary, and then a little bit of lavender. And
Oh, no, lavender.
Yeah, a little bit of
Didn't
lavender.
see that coming.
Yeah, I like that. It just kind of gives it a nice floral note to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take this over for you.
Yeah, it sounds good.
So in goes the ginger.
Yeah.
It smells great.
Yeah.
So what is, now this just steeps, so you're,
Yeah, so we're gonna steep this for a total of 3 hours.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And we'll add, in about 2 hours, we'll start adding our honey and our lavender and all the other good stuff.
So where did you come up with the recipes for these?
Well, I was doing test batches and kind of just playing around with it, going to farmers market, listening to people what they like and saying, this is too spicy, this isn't spicy enough. So kind of trying to find a middle ground.
And then you had to develop that from a home kitchen into a business. Well, should we go juice some lemons?
Yeah, I'll give this a little stir and we'll go juice some lemons.
Smells great. So you guys are juicing organic limes, and are most of your things organic, the ingredients that you use?
Yes, everything except for the honey in our ginger soda.
So I'm really excited to take some of these sodas back to my house. I'm going to be making some homemade ice cream, and I have a group of children coming over to enjoy some ice cream floats. I'm excited about the ginger. I'm really excited about the cherry. That's one of my favorite sodas you do. But I'm also hoping to do some root beer floats. Can you tell me a little bit about what the root beer process is?
Yeah, so we brew all the roots inside the vat, and then we add our maple syrup and our sugar, and then we pump it over to our bright tanks, chill it, carbonate it, start to bottle it, and then we label it.
Okay.
Package it, send it off with the distributor, and say bye-bye.
Well, that's nice, a nice streamlined way to do things. I know that you're using a local maple syrup.
Yep.
Maple syrup is something that I've always been fascinated with and wanting to learn more. And you guys get your maple syrup from?
Eric Meyer, yeah.
Okay. I've been out to his place for Ramp Fest a couple times.
Yeah, he's out there right now. You should go out there and check him out.
Okay, I think I will,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, great. Well, I'm going to pick up some soda before I go, but thanks for your time. And
You
it's
bet.
just, the aromas in here are just amazing. I don't want to leave. I love being in the woods like this. I wish I had woods like this on my farm because it must be at least 10 or 15 degrees cooler. I'd love to have an area like this to graze the cows on these hot summer days. Hi, Eric.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. Who's this adorable little creature? Oops,
This
sorry.
is my youngest, Zuri.
Hi there, kiddo. I love your dress. Oh, does she come out here with you quite often?
Yeah, she's been out in the woods with me pretty much since she was born. She's born in February, so
Right during maple season, right?
right at the beginning of maple season. Yeah, so I've had her out here on my back in a carrier.
I think it's great. I think that you don't ever underestimate the importance of taking your daughter out to work with you. I grew up on a dairy farm, and I was with my dad every day from that time. And I think that she's going to take so much of an experience out of just growing up working in the woods with you. So I think that's fantastic. that
She
you do
loves
that.
it.
Good. So I'm hoping you can just fill me in a little bit on the process of maple syruping.
Well, every spring we come through the woods, and every tree has, depending upon its size, 1 or 2 of these hanging from it.
Okay.
This is actually the tap. We come and find old tap holes. You don't want to drill in the exact same spot from year to year. So you find a new clean spot on the wood.
What
drill in
happens if you were to drill in the same spot?
There's a little bit of a stain in the tree that will not produce sap that's, you know, a couple inches above and a couple inches below. So you just, the tree will heal it over. If you know, you can get in close, you can see how the holes fill in.
Okay.
So you just don't want to tap right there. So you find a new spot, drill a hole about 1.5 inches in, pound the tap in with a hammer, put this on there. This is basically what connects the tap to the tubing. Pound that in, and on days when it's above 32, you know, preferably in the 40s or so, the sap will flow really good. And then at night when it gets below freezing, sap goes back down below ground. And
So when it gets to your sugar shack, what happens then?
well, in the sugar house, we first run it through a reverse osmosis machine, and that's fairly new technology. Within like the last 15 to 20 years, they've been using that. And that takes a lot of the water out of the sap, saves us a lot of time cooking and a lot of fuel.
Okay.
So, do you know how reverse osmosis works?
Well, I'll Google it later.
Okay. After it goes through the reverse osmosis, the sugars are concentrated more to like maybe 10%. You know, we can do 50 to 200 gallons of finished syrup a day between the 4 business partners that are all working together here.
That's amazing. So it's pretty much during that maple season, you guys are working 24/7.
Yeah. I get a few hours of sleep a day. When the season's really going, you have to go with the weather, and you have to be out there right away in the morning to turn machinery on.
I know there's different grades of syrup. Is that because of the color?
Yeah, maple syrup's graded based on how much light passes through it. Grade A was the lightest, and then grade B was a bit darker with a more robust flavor, and then grade C was really dark stuff that either was burned or it just had way too strong of a flavor.
So besides the Wisco Pop, where do you guys sell your maple syrup at?
I sell a few hundred gallons to friends and family, but I have been a part of Maple Valley Co-op for about 10 years now, so probably about 75% of my syrup goes to the co-op that I'm a part of.
Well, good. Well, fantastic. Well, I got to keep heading out, but thank you so much for the education. Nice
Thanks
to see
for stopping
you.
by.
I'm excited to have you meet Grandpa Glenn and his wife Nen. They're as sweet as their strawberries. I really like coming onto farms to purchase strawberries or apples or anything like that. It gives you a chance to visit with everybody, and everything tastes so much better. Well, hello, Glenn and Nen. How are you doing today?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I brought you guys a little present. I just came from Viroqua.
Okay.
And I thought we could all cool down with a little bit of root beer.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it'll be delicious. So how's everything going with you all today?
Good.
Great, beautiful day.
Now,
Ooh, that looks good.
does it look good? I know.
Oh, wow.
I thought it'd be better if I brought this rather than like a cold beer or something, because then I might
We
not
don't
leave.
drink beer. This
Oh,
is
well,
perfect.
this is perfect.
Red beer is just perfect.
So how long have you guys had the strawberry patch here?
It's close to 10 years, I think.
Is it
now.
really?
Yeah. Told Nan I think I'll plant a few berries of my own, but
And then
it
that turned
kind of got away from me.
as all good things do. This land here must have been perfect for strawberries because of the fertility from the dairy cows.
I think
Well,
so.
this whole area, general area here, Alma Center, has been well known for strawberries for years.
Oh, really? So I'm kind of like looking for ways to diversify my dairy farm, and I don't want to put any more cows. So I'm like, I was thinking, well, maybe I could grow some strawberries. Or what kind of soil do you need, or what do you need to grow good strawberries?
I think lighter type
Yeah,
rather than the clay,
yeah.
because around here we have a silt loam rather than the clay, and
So maybe my soil might be a little bit too hard for that.
oh, I don't know. You could try it.
So what is the best part about being able to grow food for people? And do you like going to the markets and having people on
I
the
like
farm?
going to the markets, but the best part is when people with kids come here and thank us
It's awesome.
So now you're open for people to come right to the farm and
Yes.
pick berries.
Yes.
anytime, any hour.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's great.
You want to bring a flashlight?
Yeah, right. I'm gonna make some homemade ice creams out of with strawberries for my
that would-
nephews.
sure.
Yeah,
That would be great.
I think that'd be great.
I think that you can't live on a dairy farm without making ice cream, at least
Sure.
at some point in your life.
We used to make it. I don't think we've
No.
made it here, but when we were growing up, of course.
Yeah.
it was so nice to visit with you, and I got to come back and visit with you again before the strawberry season's over.
Yeah,
but
that'd be great.
do you mind if I just head out? You guys look so relaxed here. I'll just head out and pick my own strawberries. How about that?
Sure, that'd be great.
All right.
Great. So we've got a box here.
Well, thank
There's
you guys.
lots more out
And
there.
thanks for the pot.
Absolutely.
That's
Next
very
time I'll
good.
bring the cap back with me.
All right, sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hold on, I gotta get my cup. There we go. It was so great to meet those two. I think that strawberries is something that I really might consider growing on my own farm. But I better get back to my farm because I'm sure that Craig probably needs a little bit of break from the kids, and I need to get some ice cream made. Whenever my nephews come visit, I always like to get them in the kitchen and show them a little bit about cooking, because I think it's important to give the kids that idea of bringing things in from the garden or finding them at the farmer's market and turning them into a wonderful meal. And I thought it would be great to make ice cream, because who doesn't like ice cream, right guys? Do you like it?
Yes,
you like it?
I do.
You do? Are you ready to eat some ice cream? Okay. When I was a little girl growing up on the farm, I would go to my grandmother's house all the time, and we would make things in the kitchen. And that's where I first really found that love of cooking and eating seasonally, and it was just amazing. So I thought this would be a great way to introduce these little guys. So first of all, we're gonna make a strawberry ice cream with the wild mint that I found in the pasture earlier, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon zest just to brighten up the flavors. This is a great way to use any extra milk that you have at your house, a great way to use local milk too. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the strawberries, like a half of a pint or something.
And I take them off.
You do? What part? These parts? Why? You don't like the green parts? Okay.
I do.
You do? Okay. Well, we're gonna cut these up into bite-sized pieces. You guys wanna try them and see if they're good?
Yeah.
Okay, you can try this one, and you can
Okay.
try this one. And you tell me if they're sweet or not. Because that's gonna depend on what kind of sugar we're gonna put in. Is it good? Sweet? Okay. So chop these up here. And you guys are still a little bit young to be using the knife, so you're gonna have to help me with different parts. Is that okay? Your hands are clean? Of course. There you go. Sprinkle of sugar just right over top. I'm gonna put a little bit of lemon zest in here. That's gonna help just brighten up those flavors, and I just love adding lemon zest to anything. Guys, this is called zesting a lemon, and I'm just taking that outer skin off the lemon because it has a lot of flavor in it. You guys love cooking with your auntie?
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna grow up and be farmer cooks?
Yeah.
Good. Are you guys gonna take care of your auntie in her old age?
Yeah.
Good. So zest that whole lemon, and then you want to stir it up. Who wants to stir?
I do.
Okay. And this is going to marry the flavors of the strawberries and the lemon and the sugar all together. It's going to be delicious. And if you've got the time, just go ahead and leave this on the counter. You know, sometimes, like the other day, I was making some ice cream, and I was making strawberry ice cream, and got everything ready, went out and milked cows, came back in, and then threw everything in the ice cream maker. And it gives the flavors a chance to really come together and, I don't know, come out of their bodies and be really delicious. What do you think, guys? That's good?
Yeah.
Okay. Since we don't have the time today, since the party's starting soon, we're just going to keep going ahead. What I did here is I've got a cup and a half of cream, and I put that wild mint in overnight to really have, you know, you want to bruise the mint first so that the essential oils can come out, and then it steeps in a cold cream, and that way the flavors, they're just true flavors. It's really delicious. So I just added a cup here, and I left it for about 8 hours. Who wants to strain it?
Me.
Okay, you think you guys can put it in there without it dumping over? I guess we can always clean it up, right? All right, Ashton, I'll help you. And this is just pure Jersey cream right here. It's just delicious. We'll mix this back in, incorporate those sugars, add some milk. Kaden, you want to help me add the milk?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. You love it? You guys both want to? Well, you got to add the cream. You guys are such good helpers. Who loves hanging out with their auntie?
I pee.
It's kind of, in a way. I love little boys. You never know what they're going to say. Okay, a little bit of salt, just a touch of salt. And then about 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla. All right, stir this all together. And again, if you've got the time, let this sit in the fridge for 2 hours. Just again, the flavors are just gonna come together. Give it a good whipping before you put it in your ice cream maker. You follow the directions on your ice cream maker. Mine is probably different than yours, and yours is probably different than mine. So just go ahead and read through the directions. All right, you guys wanna give it one stir for good luck before we do it? Okay, give it a stir. Hold the spoon, give it a stir. Put lots of positive thoughts in there. There we go. Are you guys having fun doing this? Should we always cook together when you visit?
No.
Well, thank you guys for helping me. Can I have the smooch? What about you? Get over here. All right, let's go get some ice cream. When you plan a party with the Little Tykes, keep your fingers crossed for a sunny day. We can always hide out in the hayloft if there's a sudden downpour. And don't worry if the kids trample the tomatoes, squish the squash, or use a head of cabbage to play kickball. Think about it. How much sauerkraut can you really eat? Mix and match different flavors of ice cream and sodas for mysterious and magical ice cream float flavors. And an ice cream cone tastes best when you're with your best friends forever.
Well, I hope this has inspired you to make some homemade ice cream and root beer floats. And I hope you'll gather with us next time around the farm table! I'm your host,
Inga Wetcher.
Funding for Around the Farm Table is provided in part by Wisconsin Farmers Union, a member-driven organization for family farmers, rural communities, and all people. Wisconsin Farmers Union, united to grow family agriculture. Information at wisconsinfarmersunion.com. With additional support from these community members and Friends of Wisconsin Public Television.